Hi guys, I'm Kate here with our second video for the Naughty to Nice Canine Quarantine Boot Camp. So in our last video, we showed you how to do stay and come. Today we're actually going to be working on back up, wait, and then also leave it. So we're going to demonstrate our first skill here with Guinness. And so Guinness is going to show us how we do a backup command. So a backup command is something that you can use if you're getting ready to open the door and your dog is really close to it. You can ask them to back up to give you some space so that you can actually get out of the door without your dog trying to butt out as well. You can use it in a bunch of different scenarios. The main point of it is you're actually just going to try to get them to move from the space that you're asking them to pretty easily. So for starters, make sure you have a treat in your hand. I'm just using a medium value treat here. I'm going to go ahead and do what's called luring. So I'm going to have Guinness come to the place that I'm asking him to. So Guinness, come. And then essentially with this treat, you're going to lure them by putting the treat right under their chin and then walking towards them, forcing them to walk backwards. So as he's doing this, I'm going to keep saying back so that he kind of gets the idea of the command. So under his chin, back, 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 back. And so if they do what Guinness just did, go ahead and just take them out of a sit and have them stand instead. So Guinness, come. Back, 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 back. And Guinness is going to try to lie down. That's fine. Come here, Guinness. I'm not rewarding him because he hasn't done what I'm asking him to yet. Guinness. Back, back. Yes, good boy, good job. So we actually started moving backwards that time, which is great. That's exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to try to do it again with him. So come here, Guinness. Back, 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 back. Yes, good boy. I am going to try to reward him a little bit sooner because right now he's sitting for the reward and I want him to know that when I say back, I just want you to move backwards. Come here, Guinness. Back, back, back. Yes, 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 yes. Good boy. So again, you're using your marker word to let him know that what he's doing right now is correct. So I say yes every time he starts to move backwards. Back, back, yes, yes, yes. Good boy. He's still sitting before he's actually taking the treat, which is fine. Essentially, I want him to move backwards. Ideally, I'd like him to know that when I say back, I'm instantly asking him to walk back. It's not the actual sit. But he's got some good manners, so we'll reward that. Here, Guinness. Back. Back. Yes, good, perfect. So that was a really good one. So I'm gonna give him a couple of extra treats. Good boy, Guinness. Yeah. Now we're gonna try and do it. Come here, Reggie. Reggie, come here, buddy. Reggie. Now we're gonna try and do it without the lure this time. Reggie, can you go to your place, please? Good boy. I think that last one was a little tempting for Reggie there. So this time I'm just gonna say back, back, and I'm walking towards him. Good boy. You'll see that he's still sitting, so that one was trickier for him. So I'm gonna have him stand up. Guinness, come. Back, back, back. Good boy. Keep doing it because I want to make sure he knows it's the action of walking backwards and not the sit at the end. So I'm going to take him out of his sit. Guinness, here. Good. Back, back, back. Yes. Oh, well, you sat, so let's go. Back, back, back. Yes, yes, yes. Good boy. Come on, Guinness. Back, back. So he just wants to sit. So that's one of the problems that a lot of dogs will try to do with this command. They just want to sit down. They think that's what you're asking them to do. So, here, no, 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 not there. Ready? Back, back, back. Yes, that was it. That was it. Come here, buddy. Guinness. Back, 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 back. Good boy. So just keep practicing that with him. The more we do it, the more he's going to get it. So bring this. Back, back, back. Yes, good boy. That was it. Good job. Good boy. All right, so for the next command that we're going to do, we're going to go over wait, and for this one I'm actually going to use a leash for it. So a lot of people wonder what the difference between wait and stay is. So in the video that we did yesterday, we went over stay. Essentially, a stay is a command in which you want them to not move from that place until you tell them that it's okay. Anything that you're using wait for would be something a little bit more short term. So like, for example, if we're getting ready to walk out the door, I'm going to tell them to wait because I don't want them to run out the door, but he's not going to have to hold it for a long time. So wait's really for anything that's going to be like a shorter term kind of stay, but you're not going to use the stay command because stay is something that's longer. They don't get to move until you tell them it's okay. All right, Reggie, let's do it, buddy. So the main thing is you're going to use your body language, kind of how Brittany was showing pressure, applying pressure and then also pressure release whenever you're doing this command. So come here, Reggie. So we're going to go ahead and walk him. Wait. So I'm actually going to wait until he gives me eye contact. Yes, good boy. Okay, and then we'll walk through. So just to kind of show you guys that one again. Come here, Reggie. Come here, buddy. I keep dropping treats. It's very distracting. Reggie, come here, bud. Ready? Right, Reggie, let's go. Wait. Yes, good boy. And then walk through. So the main thing that I'm looking for there is when he starts to pull forward, I am getting a little bit of pressure on the leash. So Reggie, wait. And then I'm waiting for him to look at me, and then I release that leash, releasing the pressure. Good boy. And then walk forward. So this is also a really good one to practice at a time when your dog, will get excited. Our dogs are always really excited whenever they go outside at night. So we usually try to practice this one by making them wait at the door before we open it. That way they're not all running out, barreling down the stairs or anything like that. Good boy. So just to show you guys that one more time, we're gonna go ahead and show you with the archway. So ready? Let's go. Wait. So I apply the pressure. Wait for him to look at me. Yes. Good boy. And then move forward. Good job, Reggie. Good job. So to make it harder, you can practice without a leash on, and then make it something that's a little bit trickier for them to want to wait for. Our front door always gets the dogs triggered because we never usually go out our front door. So whenever we're going out the front door, they know that means we're going on a walk, we're going somewhere fun, so that one's usually more exciting for him. Come here, Reggie. So we'll try it without a leash this time. So we're walking. Come, Reggie, come. Wait. And so if you want to do it without a leash, instead of using pressure, I'm just using a block right here to make sure that it doesn't move forward. Yes, good boy. Okay. And that kind of gives you an idea of some other ways you can challenge your dog. Since we're all stuck inside, it's a little bit trickier to do some of these wait commands, but again, it's just something that you're going to ask him to wait for more of a short-term type thing. All right, so for the last command that we're going to be going over today, we're going to be working on leave it. So we did a little bit of this groundwork in the video that we did yesterday with stay. The main idea behind this is there's an object that they really want to get, but we're not going to allow them to have it. The main difference for me though with a leave it command is that's something that I don't ever want my dog to have. A lot of people maybe use this for different things, like sometimes we'll use it for like a quick, if we're throwing something, we want them to leave it and then they can get it later. It's really however you want to set up that command. For me, I use wait for those. So if I put a treat, for example, in Mika's paw, I'm going to tell her to wait, look at me, Mika, look at me, okay. And then I wait for her to have eye contact. A leave it though would mean she could never have that treat. You don't have to set up your leave it command that way. You can be a little bit different if you want to. This is just how I do the leave it because there are some things I don't want my dogs to eat. For example, what I have here is our cat's bowl, and of course everybody, if you do have a cat at home already, you know that dogs love cat food for whatever reason. And our dogs constantly are trying to figure out a way to get into the cat food. But if we tell them leave it, they know that they can never have that. So I'm going to go ahead and use this for today's thing. It does have a little bit of cat remnants left. And so pretty much I'm going to entice Mika, try to get her attention into this object, and then when she leaves it, I'll reward her for that. So Mika, look. So I'm going to show her, oh, she loves the cat food. I'm going to let her look at it. Leave it. Leave it. Yes, good girl. And so really what you're looking for there is for your dog, Mika, leave it, to give their attention back to you, and that's when she gets the reward. So your dog is going to be naturally curious in whatever object you decide is going to be their leave it one. If you want to use like shoes, if your dog likes to chew shoes, you can use that as well. Just make sure you get them interested in it first. So Mika, I'm going to set it closer. Leave it. Good girl, yes, good job. Use your marker word to let her know that when she did leave it, that was the correct thing to do. Good girl. But in this case, I'm not going to let her go ahead and grab that because again, leave it to me is something that they can never have. So let's try that again. You really want this, don't you? Good girl, you want this? She's like, yes, I really want this. What is that? Leave it. Yes, good girl. So the second she gives me eye contact and knows that she can't have that object, she gets a treat. So in this case, I would use something that's maybe a little bit more of a high value treat, especially if they have a lot of drive for whatever you're trying to convince them to leave. So if it was like tennis shoes or something, your dog loves tennis shoes, and for them, the tennis shoe is going to be more rewarding than the treat that you have. I would actually change the treat that you're having so that way the reward is higher. So in this case, I've got some pretty medium value treats. Mika's pretty food motivated, so I don't need to go crazy with it or anything. It just has to be more valuable than the cat food. So we'll try one more time. Mika. Leave it. Yes, good girl. So again, I'm rewarding her whenever she gives me the eye contact and she leaves that object. So then from here, just so your dog doesn't get confused, I'm actually going to remove this object. Good girl, come here. And then just do some other skill. Sit. Good job, Mika. So that way she kind of at least forgets about it in the meantime, and then just keep practicing that when you do your leave it.